Oh.
Sean, just get your thoughts on the game.
Sorry,
first and foremost, just get your thoughts on the game and performance.
tough game. They're fighting for their lives, we all know that. And they're fighting a good fight as well, you know, considering where everyone thought they were going to be at the beginning of the season. Still in there, and that could be difficult to play against. And I thought it was. Credit to them, you know, playing a lot of diags and longer passes, which can hurt you, and they're testing. I've got no problem with that. And I thought, actually, the resilience of the side was on show again, and I think that's improved in my time from being here. The mentality was excellent, I thought, because they're bombarding the box towards the end, and I thought some of the blocks, some of the will and desire to make sure we at least got a point was pleasing. I don't think we really played as well as we can do on our side of the game. Patches in the first half, and I thought we controlled the ball well and controlled the game well, but we lost our way a bit second half. That can happen, because like I said, there's a big atmosphere here for the right reasons to try and get something from the game. So overall, we've asked a lot of these players, so I'm not going to over question it, but you know, I'm always greedy for more, so we want more.
Yeah, I mean, despite obviously you mentioned that the resilience in the last stoppage time, we had 6 shots on target from Jared Brown, Fraser and Jack Harrison throwing themselves in front of their methods. Bearing in mind that Everton are obviously safe now, how satisfying is it for you that even with survival not on the line, in the closing stages of a game like that, those players are willing to do that for the team?
Yeah, well, a lot of people remarked in the past that games like that go against the side, and I think we've shown this season that it doesn't always, you know, and I think we're building on that, the mentality side of it. I've mentioned it a lot since I've been here, and I think it's very important and valid, and that was on show tonight. The balance is the challenge, you know, the balance between defending well and defending hard, as we did tonight, but then finding that balance to go and, you know, cause trouble at the other end, and that was slightly off tonight, but the mentality of the side has grown, I think, hugely over the season, and that's been shown even with the heart back to an ugly night, but you know, since then the response to that and the belief in the side to deliver has been outstanding, really. So like I say, it's a tough one tonight. I don't over question us. I prefer to praise Luton for the fact that they're still in there fighting and they're working very hard to see if they can stay in the Premier League, so for credit to them.
How important do you think former Everton player Ross Barkley was to Luton's threat today? Yeah,
he's done well this season, you know, and there's a number of praise for them who've done well, I think, this season. You know, and like I say, they're in the shout of staying in the Premier League. You know, at my former club, we've had a couple of seasons like this. It's difficult. You know, it's difficult, and as the season gets on, it's harder. I spoke to Rob. We met at a function, and I said to him, I said, you know, in my experience, I found that as the season draws into a close, the freedom goes a little bit because it becomes more real and more pressurised. You know, at the beginning of the season, when you're a smaller concern in the sense of the Premier League and no one's really wondering whether you can do it, it's free every week, you know, it's a free hit. But towards the end, it's not such a free hit, and that can play with the psyche, you know, and I think they've done well tonight to see through that and deliver a performance, you know. So a little bit nervy, I thought, and I thought we capitalised on that. But as the game went on, I thought they really took it on, and fair play to them.
Just on the penalties, do you get much of that anymore?
I think the one with Beto is a tough one to call. You've got a chance. The one with Dwight, I just think, you've heard me speak about this, I think when their feet are raised and you get a tap on your leg, I don't think that can make you go down, but his foot's planted, and when you get planted foot and someone stands on you, you can't run, you can't move, so I'd suggest that one would be a penalty. We know my record's awful, actually, for many years getting penalties. I don't know how, but it still is. But I think that one's got a chance, I must say that. But the third one is you know, it's a maybe for me. A tussle with 2 players, you might get it, but I wouldn't, you know, I'm not always thinking they should be given. But the one on Dwight, we've had a couple of Dom's one at Bournemouth when he's got a planted leg and someone kicks you, that can make you go down because you're planted. But the one when you've got your foot in the air and you get a tap, I don't think that makes players of these, you know, the balance, the poise, the strength they have, I don't think that's likely to make you go down. But when your foot's planted, if you get stood on, I don't think there's a chance where it should be. I think that should be a penalty.
Okay. Sean, you clearly we're speaking full of admiration for just how Luton have fought all season and still are fighting. Of the 3 that are still in the mix, given that you're not safe, do you have any feelings on who you feel like deserves it? Obviously,
no.
You've got a Burnley connection.
No one care about us at Everton Football Club when we were down there last game of the season, so they'll have to fight it out. We had to fight it out last season. We had to take care of ourselves. All the clubs will have to fight it out. We've took care of ourselves again this season with many challenges. I'm very proud of that. But no, it's not for choosing ifs and buts and maybes and sides, because I've been down there myself, and you have to take care of yourself. Then no one gives you anything, and you have to take care of yourself. So they've all got to fight it out and see who can get the job done.
Does the tracksuit stay, or was that just for the...
I know, yeah, it's strange. It keeps making a talking point. I think that's my fifth game with it, but I don't know. I'm not really that bothered about it, to be honest, but it keeps coming up. I'll decide. At the minute, I feel quite comfortable in it, not just because we're winning, but there's a practical side of life, not carrying a suit around everywhere, not keep getting changed and all that sort of stuff. Maybe. My mum does prefer me in a suit, but that's the way mums are in my generation of life.
Any further questions, guys?
Cool. Cheers, everyone.
Okay.